Today I want to get into Jung Kook reading an apology on live and what people are saying. I wanted to get into Jung Kook shamed for an alleged gay lover that, in my opinion, does not exist. And then we have a hate tweet screenshotted and trended. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave. Decide hate it or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your Dumplings, hey Spling Mug merch, and let's go. Jung Kook in the last day or so decided to go on live and armies were freaking out. It's been a little bit since we got a live stream and armies believed it was because Jung Kook was upset. He hadn't been on a stream since he posted a statement on Weverse to talk about the situation with food delivery. If you don't know, let me recap real quick. An alleged army got a hold of Jung Kook's address somehow and decided to send Jung Kook some food. My guess is it was probably fried chicken or ramen since he eats that on his stream. Obviously, if strangers give you food, you're definitely not likely to eat it, and especially if you're someone who is famous. There's been many instances where idols will eat the food that the alleged fan would send them, and they would have to go to the hospital. So yes, it makes me very happy that Jung Kook chooses to not eat anything anyone sends him. This, alongside him addressing the incident in which he was followed to the gym, made people think that he was ultimately going to give up live streaming and was very upset at armies. However, what is funny to me is that most armies don't do these actions, and the people that do are definitely far and few in between. It's likely nothing as serious as 100 people showing up at his gym, but maybe like a few. Jung Kook was also drunk when he addressed that in the stream, so there was probably a chance that he was just addressing random thoughts he had rather than implying he was in danger or really upset about it. The situation with the food delivery is very concerning that someone knows his address and stuff, but it's not as concerning as you would think. We can see Jung Kook lives in a luxury building and likely even in a gated community. The alleged Sasang would have to get through the gate agent and then through the doorman and lobby person before ultimately getting to Jung Kook's door. The person who sent the food to Jung Kook could have also used a delivery service to send the food over, and thus the alleged stalker never stepped foot into the building. I'm not saying these are not concerns, but likely not what keeps him up at night. The fandom tends to sometimes harp on things, even if the idols themselves have long passed that. And this is not a bad thing to harp on the terrible things that happen. We should remember them so they cannot happen in the future, but there's a big chance the idol has moved on with their life and has even forgotten about the incident, or at least it's not top of mind for them, as it would be for the fans. Jung Kook looked into his stream and it started to see the comment section filled with apologies. Jung Kook was extremely confused reading all of the apologies and asked what this was about. He immediately thought this was a song title or a request. This goes to show the issue isn't really top of mind. For example, if I were to make you upset and then apologize tomorrow, I don't really have to explain what I'm apologizing for because we both know. But then later you might get into, are you sure you know what you're upset about? Or whatever, but that's another story. But Jung Kook had no idea, so then this begs the question, why hasn't he been live since armies think the reason is because he's upset? But no, Jung Kook has been really busy. He has been traveling a lot, and he is also the ambassador of Calvin Klein. And then he had probably more private events that he wanted to go to, so he's just been busy and didn't have the energy to also live stream. Nothing more than that. But it was definitely strange and kind of surreal to see Jung Kook read all of those apologies and even see that there was mass armies apologizing over the actions of like 1 or 2 people. And to be honest, the people who are apologizing are not the people that should apologize. They did nothing wrong. And honestly, I don't even think the people who did do something wrong should apologize either. They should just stop doing what they're doing. Jung Kook and the fandom do not want to hear from those people, as I'm sure those stalkers' actions would even be triggering for those armies who have ever been stalked. There's also a lot of people on Twitter and haters that say things that don't make any sense, which means that Jung Kook has been long overdue for an apology. And again, not from those who apologize on the stream, but from the ones who literally never apologize for the terrible things that are being said. There was a tweet that went viral to say that Jungkook lives like a frat boy and in his apartment and steals furniture from Hybe's dorm, while Taeyang and RM's apartment are completely decked out. We know that Taeyang has art everywhere, RM does too, and Taeyang has really expensive furniture. So I think that is the decked out part of what that tweet is saying. However, to claim that Jungkook is stealing furniture makes no sense. Why would he steal furniture? Does he not have the money to buy some new unused furniture? To say he's living like a college frat boy makes no sense when he is literally building a reported $6 million mansion, which also would mean he can afford some unused furniture. And if there is some cheap furniture or lack of furniture in some places, this could be because Jungkook had no intention of staying there. RM and Taeyang probably feel very comfortable in their apartment or condos and expect to stay there for the rest of their life, or at least many years. If Jungkook had the plan many years ago to build this mansion, because it does take a few years to even get that process started, then he bought the condo simply as a temporary living situation. To get an area license, possibly tear down the old building there, and then get excavators and building people, this is a long, grueling process to get approved from the government and then possibly the bank if you wanted to do that. And yes, rich people very much still take out loans for things like this, even if they can pay for it in cash. And so it's a long process that could take years. This is my issue with a lot of the hate comments you see online. It's just delusion, and it's just people who don't understand how the world works. People are so judgmental online and judging things that I wouldn't even consider an issue. First of all, who cares how someone else lives? Jungkook could literally live in a box outside of a library if he wanted to do that. It's not like he doesn't have money, and it doesn't matter what he wants to do. Also, living like a college student or frat boy is not a terrible thing, given he is still very young. I would love, absolutely love, to see the living condition of the person who wrote this tweet, because Jungkook's apartment, even if you were to just rent it, is believed to be about $5,000 or $6,000 US a month, since it's believed his condo is worth around 1.7 million, which most of us can't afford, and these haters definitely cannot. There was another moment on the stream that had so many people talking and speculating. Jungkook talked about Jimin. Now, if you know, then you know, but Jimin and Jungkook are one of the highest shipped two members in the group, especially now that there is this rumor of Taeyang and Jennie. People figured that Jimin and Jungkook are possibly the realest ships. But all this is speculation and none of this is proven right now, so anyone arguing over this, just keep in mind you're literally arguing over something that is not confirmed and no one really knows. Jungkook talked about how he had bought Bam, his dog, outside, and then Jimin left to go to England. This of course made the community scream because this made the theory that Jungkook and Jimin live together to be true. But unless you're Korean or speak Korean, there's no way to know what the actual translation was. Others were saying that the translation was just Jungkook saying that Jimin and him were hanging out the other day before Jimin headed off to London, and the idea of Jimin and Jungkook hanging out is not really unheard of. People were then upset because by bringing up Jimin and Jungkook's name together, this will cause Jimin to get dragged by other shippers who ship Jungkook and whoever else. The fandom will use the words, "they're setting Jimin up for hate." I see this a lot, and I don't understand it fully. Setting someone up for hate or bad things would imply a direct effort made on those people's behalf to ruin Jimin or get hate thrown at him. Saying Jimin's name next to a literal team member is not setting him up. Jimin is a part of a boy group, BTS, maybe you've heard of them, and sometimes his name alongside other members' names will come up. Sometimes Jimin and other members will do things together and hang out. That's normal. And if that is setting Jimin up, then everyone needs to reevaluate what they're doing, because how on earth can someone avoid this? I've seen people get hate for just mentioning Jungkook and Jimin in the same sentence. People were saying, "you're setting him up," and the sentence is not even related to shipping. That is ridiculous to me. The shipping rumors are weird because there's a group of people that support those two together and want those two to be dating. Another group of people who would prefer if those two were dating other idols and other members of the group. And then outside of that, we have people who are homophobic to the BTS members dating guys and don't want BTS members anywhere near LGBT. And we see tweets like that are calling Jungkook gay and all that. all the time. And Jungkook already gets a lot of hate over this idea that he could be gay because anyone can be gay, right? A little while ago, HYBE released their fanfic called Seven Fates, and the main character who was supposed to represent Jungkook, named Zeha, was gay. The homophobia that trended over this free Jungkook doesn't want to be gay, it's like chill, it's a story. Then we have literally Jungkook playing a gay lover in left and right music video, and people still think that Jungkook cares if you think he's gay or not. I cannot believe the homophobia that still exists in 2023. Like, enough. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.